How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the newest episode of Schmoedown Central. I'm your host, Brad Thomas, breaking down the week that was in the movie trivia Schmoedown. Two big matches this week, coming off the live event, of course, last week. We got back into the action on Tuesday with an Inner Geekdom match, and of course, before the match, there were tons and tons of matches announced for the Inner Geekdom tournament, which was confirmed. I won't go through them all, but there are some exciting matchups, some exciting newcomers joining the league, and again, I'll break those all down and preview them when those matches do debut. But until then, let's get into what happened on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we had Rachel Cushing taking on Markeia McCarty. Markeia, of course, making her debut in the movie trivia Schmoedown, while Rachel Cushing comes in with the 1-2 record, looking to even up that record to 500. Round 1 saw Rachel get off to a hot start, meanwhile Markeia not looking quite as good as Rachel. There's also a great play on question number 7 as Rachel used her JTE rule to great effect, as she just needed the extra time to get the Steve Trevor answer and keep her perfect round going. This of course led to Rachel getting the perfect round, 10 out of 10 questions. Meanwhile, Markeia, she only goes 3 for 10 in the first round. Rachel, with her extra point, ends up getting that one correct as well to go a perfect 11 for 11 in the first round. Round 2, Rachel was up first, and she ends up spinning the category of Star Trek and decides to go for it. Going a little bit outside the box, but with this lead, you can take some chances, and this is what Rachel did. She ends up going 3 for 5, gets a possible 6 out of 10 points. She did, though, give up a 1-point steal on question number 3 and another 1-point steal on question number 4. Still, though, this gave Rachel a 17-5 lead midway through round 2. And Markeia was up, and she ends up spinning the category of DC movies. And on the first question, ends up going to multiple choice, gets the options read to her, and unfortunately says one of the answers that is not one of the multiple choice options. She ends up saying 2 million as opposed to 20 million, and thus Rachel Cushing gets the 1-point steal because of this error. On question 2, Markeia also gives up a 2-point steal here, and then needing to hit her third question to stay alive and avoid the knockout, she couldn't find the correct answer as Rachel wins it 20-5 via knockout. So with the victory, Rachel improves to 2-2, getting the 1 knockout. Meanwhile, Markeia falls to 0-1. Rachel goes 14 for 16 for 88% for questions she was personally asked. Meanwhile, Markeia, she only goes 3 for 13 for 23% for questions she was personally asked. The impressive first round, paired with a not-so-stellar round from Markeia, ends up giving Rachel the knockout victory. So Rachel moves on into the tournament, not sure she's going to be facing in her next round of this Inner Geekdom tournament, but it's exciting stuff. Markeia, again, just got a rough go in the first match. Maybe the lights got to her a little bit, but hopefully there's some more in store for Markeia and the rest of the Viper squad, of course. Of course, post-game also we saw the Horsemen have a nice little conversation. Dan Merle's back, Mark Riley's back, great conversations between them, and Roca, of course. So it's just an exciting time to be a Schmoedown fan, and let's get down to our next big match that happened on Friday. So on Friday, we had Drew McWeeny taking on Erwin. Erwin coming in with the 2-0 record and 1 knockout, ranked number 8. Meanwhile, Drew McWeeny, he comes in with the 4-2 record, 2 knockouts, and ranked number 5. Round 1 is a bit of a weird round. Drew McWeeny off to a slow start and a big miss on question 4. He wrote down Patriot Day as opposed to Patriots Day, kind of costing him there. And then on question 6, writing down Sofia Vergara instead of Melissa McCarthy. Just a couple big misses from Drew early on, but Erwin had some misses of his own, and he only ends up getting 5 out of possible 8 questions. Meanwhile, Drew McWeeny keeping it close and going 4 for 8. In round number 2, Erwin up first. He ends up spinning the category of Clint Eastwood and makes record time with a very, very fast round number 2. He goes 4 for 4, gets possible 8 out of 8 points, a perfect round 2 for Erwin. This, of course, widening the gap and making it 13-4 for Ethan midway through round 2. Drew McWeeny was up next. He ends up spinning the category of comedy. He goes 4 for 4, gets a possible 6 out of 8 points. He did need to go to multiple choice on the second and third question though, but still keeping it relatively close at a score of 13-10. In round number 3, Drew McWeeny was up first, and his first question came in the category of Sandra Bullock movies. He ends up getting that one correct. For question 2, he had the category of spy movies. He did this one to send it back over to Ethan. Couldn't find the correct answer though. And for his 5-point question, needed to hit it to send it over to Ethan. He ends up getting the category of sports movies and finds that one, taking the lead. This gives Ethan a chance at round number 3, and he gets the category of the coming of age movies. He ends up getting that first question correct. Question 2 in the category of westerns, it looked like Ethan had the answer on the tip of his tongue, ends up saying the wrong actor's name, and unfortunately gets that one incorrect. Question 3 though, he had the categories of 90s movies. If he got this question, he would win the game, and he did just that, getting the answer correct, as Ethan wins it 20-17. Ethan Erwin now improves to 3-0 with 1 knockout. Meanwhile, Drew McWeeny, he falls to 4-3 with 2 knockouts. As for individually, Ethan Erwin, he goes 11 for 15 for 73%. Meanwhile, Drew McWeeny, he goes 10 for 15 for 67%. Had Drew McWeeny not made those couple mistakes in the first round, there may have been a different story here come end of the game. So Ethan Erwin, he'll take on anybody. He wants Sam Levine right now. He wants everybody. He wants a taste of what's to come. And with a 3-0 record, he's on his way to a title shot. It'll be interesting to see what happens going forward for him. Meanwhile, Drew McWeeny, well, he's going to try to bounce back and see what he can do. Of course, he's preparing for that Team Ironman match coming up, the Clyde Collision, which is very exciting, very interesting stuff there, and I can't wait to see that toe-to-toe battle just go down. And of course, he wants to have a chat with Thad Williams for kind of screwing him over a little bit a couple times, and of course, Thad, being the commissioner that he is, hiding under his desks. But some fun stuff there, of course, and I always love seeing these little scenes. Just add a little bit more enjoyment into the Schmoedown, which is already a stellar product. But let's get into what's going to be happening next week on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. So on Tuesday, we got another Inner Geekdom match for the tournament. Mike K.O. Kalinowski taking on Jared Havon. My money's going to be on Mike Kalinowski taking this one, but who knows, if Jared can get some of the categories that he's strong at, it could be a very close and tight-knit match. Excited to see where this leads down the line as the tournament goes on. And on June 22nd, we got Critically Acclaimed taking on MODOK. This one should be a heavyweight tag team match, and it should be very exciting to see what goes down here. Of course, my money's slightly on Critically Acclaimed just because Whitney and Bibiani are both beasts in this game, but MODOK has had their shots at the titles. They've gone there twice, not quite able to take it home, but again, they are a strong team, and it should be a very exciting match that should come down to the wire. As for our play of the week, that's got to go to Rachel Cushing's round number 1, going 11 for 11. I don't know if that's happened in an Inner Geekdom match, but it's very impressive to either join the company of others or for the first time doing this. It's a very impressive stat for her, and just show what a well-rounded competitor Rachel is, and she's definitely one of the front runners to win this Inner Geekdom tournament. As for our misplay of the week, I could have went with the Drew McWeeny Patriots Day miss, but I ended up going with the Markeia multiple choice flub, where she says $2 million as opposed to $20 million, which is one of the multiple choice options. This may have been a first where someone's gone off one of the multiple choice options. An unfortunate mistake on Markeia's part, and one that kind of derails any momentum in that second round. But as for our player of the week, it's got to be Rachel the Crusher Cushing. An impressive game, only missing 2 questions, and that was as she was testing herself in the Star Trek category. She goes 14 for 16, again for 88%, and again, that perfect round 1 is very impressive. So that does it for this week's episode of Schmoedown Central. Let me know your thoughts on everything that happened this week in the Schmoedown in the comment section below, as well as any of your thoughts on this week's show, what you think of the misplay, player of the week. Let me all know those in the comment section below. And again, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos each week, breaking down the Schmoedown every week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at 94BradThomas or at Schmoedown to keep up to date with everything going on in my life and the Schmoedown. So with that all said, again, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you're having a good week, and I will talk to you next time all on Schmoedown Central.